Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Reata Horsemanship. I'm Luke Brown. I'm very excited to be with you here today on Winning Wednesday. It's been a great morning. I've been able to train some horses, had my intern out, had somebody come out and work with their horse she's going to be taking him home this Friday, and he's doing really excellent, Hades, and she has really come a long way in the last year and a half of her horsemanship journey as well, his owner. So it just makes me feel so excited to see people progress, see them change, make changes in their life, in their horsemanship, and the relationships that they create with their horse is just wonderful to see. I see so much more safety, so much more effective leadership that is just wonderful. And the horse that I'm riding right now, this is Little Man. Little Man is a 3.5-year-old quarter horse that came to me for some training to get him more sensitive, more responsive to the leg, to get him to lope out more easily, to get him a little less reactive to the saddle and cinch. And he's just coming right along and doing a great job. And his owner's been out a couple days to ride out on the trail with me. I took him out on our Reata Gals ride last weekend, and my 9-year-old daughter, got to go with me, and we went out with all the ladies that went with us last year to the Colorado Rockies for the sheep herding and camping adventure that we did, and that was awesome. So anyway, he's doing really well, coming right along, and I expect he's going to be going home tomorrow, and I expect his relationship with his owner to be amazing, for him to have so much fun going out and riding him, whatever it be, whether they go to a roping or whether they go out riding in their arena or riding on a trail ride. They're going to have a great relationship. I look forward to that, and I know he does too. And today for Winning Wednesday, this morning we did some filming. We did 2 different filming sessions. One of them was working on advanced lunging with a horse. So I teach you how to advance lunge by standing still and getting the horse to lunge around you on a 14-foot lead rope. So that video is coming out in our membership, and also a video about mark training. So there's a horse that is in training with me. I'm teaching her to find the mark. It's been 2 days of doing that. She's coming right along. She's a horse that has a lot of nervous energy when she's out in the arena and out on the trail, and she's very buddy sour and struggles with just standing still and being relaxed. And today, just the second day, I was able to send her from anywhere in the arena, and she would go over and stand on the mark and be nice and relaxed. And that is a huge, huge, dramatic change from what she was just a week and a half ago. So she's a lot of fun, and that video series is coming out at Reata Horsemanship. So make sure to go to reatahorsemanship.com, join our membership so you can see some of those amazing videos. We have a virtual clinic series in there. We've got lots of problem-solving videos and some live training videos, and these videos are coming out, and we have stuff coming out all the time. We want to serve our membership with horsemanship training techniques, and also with life coaching tidbits that will help you dramatically change your life by taking small actions one day at a time and being consistent at that. And that's what I want to talk about today for Winning Wednesday, and that is something I heard from Darren Hardy this morning as I was reading his book, The Compound Effect. Darren Hardy wrote a book called The Compound Effect, and honestly, Darren Hardy, because of the way he teaches and what he believes, he's one of my favorite authors out there, because he doesn't blow smoke, if you know what I mean. He doesn't blow smoke. He tells it how it is, and he talks about the challenges that are required to go through to have success. But he breaks those challenges down into bits and pieces, and it says if you do one simple thing consistently over time, you can make a dramatic difference in your life. And one of the quotes that came to my mind this morning as I was listening to him was this, and I'll butcher it a little bit, but it was something to this effect: small, simple steps taken consistently over time, or small smart steps taken consistently over time, yield dramatic results. Let me say that again: small simple steps, or small smart steps taken consistently over time, yield dramatic results. And that was by Darren Hardy talking about that, and he's talking about how important consistency is. And if you think about the compound effect, most people know about compound interest, how interest compounds. So if you have $100 and you put it in an investment and you get 10% every year, well, the first year you get another $10, so you have $110. Then if you keep it in the bank, that $110 then grows to $121. So you don't get another $10. the next year you get you get another $11. So the first year you get 10, the second year you get $11 on your investment, and so on and so forth. And over time, that compound interest can yield dramatic results and give you a nest egg that can support you after retirement. And that's the whole key to investing is that compound interest. So most people know about the compound effect with money, but very few people talk about the compound effect, both positive and negative, from our behaviors, from our actions. The actions we take daily, the thoughts we have daily, the words we speak daily, the actions we take daily, and the consistency that we have in our life will yield a dramatic compound effect depending on which way we want to go. So if we take positive actions that are consistent, we're going to have positive results, and that's going to compound over time. And if we take negative actions and we make negative choices, even small ones, and we do that consistently, that over time is going to create a negative compound effect. So instead of getting better and better, let's say, for example, my relationship with my wife, if I take small little steps that aren't good steps, or if I do little things that aren't good for our marriage, over time, that's going to dramatically affect my marriage. I might not really notice it the first year. I might not notice it that much the second year, but by the third year, fourth year, fifth year, and so on, my marriage might start to dramatically crumble because of the compound effect negatively. Now, on the other side of it, if I do the small, simple things that are positive, those things are going to compound and build my relationship with my wife. And you can take that to your horsemanship. You can take it to any relationship, to a business, to improving your skills, whatever it is that you're trying to improve in life. If you take small, simple, and smart steps and you perform them consistently over time, you're going to yield positive results. And you're going to yield really not just positive, but dramatically positive results. And Darren Hardy, in his book, he gives a story about three brothers, and three brothers were basically, or they might have been friends or brothers. Let's call them brothers. They're three brothers, and they were triplets. So they were identical triplets. This is just for the story's sake, okay? They're identical triplets. They all have everything in common, but they each go their separate ways, and all of them get married, and they have their work, they have their jobs, and all of them weigh about the same. But they've been married for about 5 years, and all three brothers have a little bit of extra marital weight that they've gained, just a little pudgy there, here and there, and they're not exactly where they want to be in their relationship. They're just kind of going along and not really having a lot of success. They're just kind of status quo as far as their expectations go. Well, each of the brothers decides to take a different route. Then that is the one brother, he decides to cut 150 calories out of his diet every day and be consistent at it. 150 calories. That's like a small bowl of cereal, of non-sugar cereal. It's very little. 150 calories. But he cuts 150 calories out of his diet, and he decides to read 30 minutes a day and feed his mind with something productive for 30 minutes a day by reading. The second brother just really doesn't do anything. He doesn't want to change what he's doing. He just is going status quo, and he likes where he is, so he's not too hungry to go anywhere besides that. And the third brother, he decides that instead of cutting 150 calories, he builds a bar in his office, and he has a little bit of extra alcohol a week, and he starts getting into this cooking show and cooking all kinds of his favorite desserts, and his family loves them, and he starts just little by little adding about 150 calories to his diet every day throughout the week, and he's consistent at it. So one brother cuts 150 calories out of his diet and reads something motivational, productive, something educational every day, 30 minutes a day. He decides he's going to be consistent at those two things. Cut his diet by 150 calories, very easy, and read 30 minutes a day, very easy, something he can accomplish. The one brother decides to do nothing, and the other brother decides to go the other way just a little bit and decides to eat a little bit extra, drink a little bit extra throughout the week, 150 extra calories a day, and he doesn't do anything to improve his education or his skill set. So over time, what happens? The brother that decides to eat the extra 150 calories, and then he's not improving himself in a life coaching type of way. He's not educating himself. He is not increasing his skills or his abilities or his knowledge. So that brother, over the next 12 months, he's compared to all the other two brothers, and they all look about the same. They look about the same, they act about the same, their marriages are about the same, everything's about the same. But then 15 months goes by, so 12 months, not much of a change. 15 months goes by, still not a whole lot of change. 18 months goes by, so a year and a half goes by, and there's starting to be a little bit of a noticeable change with each of the brothers. One is starting to get a little bit heavier set. His marriage is starting to fall apart a little bit. He's starting to have more arguments with his wife, and things aren't going well in his business. And then the brother that's in the middle, he's kind of has stayed the same, not really any change. And the brother decides to cut 150 calories and add 30 minutes a day to his education. He's starting to look trimmer. He's starting to have a happier marriage. He's starting to really improve in all aspects of his life. Then you look 24, 25 months down the road, so over 2 years down the road, and start to see dramatic differences. And after 2 to 3 years, the one brother who's taken the positive, consistent steps over time, he weighs 30 pounds less. 30 to 35 pounds less. His marriage is flourishing and amazing. His business is amazing. He's had over 1,000 hours now, because not only did he started at 30 minutes a day, but he got so that compounded as well. So he's going an hour and a half a day of educating himself, going to classes, reading books, and becoming better at lots of things in his life. His marriage has improved. He has a beautiful, flourishing marriage that's intimate and amazing, and he's nice and fit, and he's lost 35 pounds. On the other hand, the brother that decided to go the other way and just eat a little bit extra every day and drink a little bit extra, he ends up weighing 30 pounds more, 30 to 35 pounds more. So between the two brothers, well, back to the brother that decides that to not read and to eat a little bit extra, he ends up having a relationship with his wife that is totally on the rocks. His physique isn't what he wants. He feels less romantic. His wife is frustrated with their relationship because they're not being intimate anymore, and they're not having that connection that they used to have, and they're just going further and further away from each other mentally and emotionally and physically. And the brother that is he's eating 150 calories less, and he's reading and advancing in his education and his skills, that brother starts having an amazing relationship with his wife. So there becomes a dramatic difference over the years. This is a long story. I didn't mean to be this long. But there's a dramatic difference over 2 or 3 years. One brother, there's a 60 to 70 pound difference between the two brothers. One brother has become obese, and one brother has become very, very trim and very, very fit. The one brother's relationship is falling apart with his wife, and the other brother's relationship is flourishing. One brother's business is falling apart, and one brother's business is flourishing. And the brother that's in the middle, he just hasn't really gone anywhere. So long story short, and the purpose of this story is to say that we can all take small steps every day to make a dramatic change in our life if we'll just be consistent at it. And this is the biggest challenge, I think, in all of our lives, is to be consistent with what we're doing. We all find things that motivate us. We feel motivated. We feel excited to do something. We know that if we do that and we did it consistently, that we're going to have great results. But life happens. We get distracted. We get unmotivated, and we decide we're going to stop doing that, or we're going to be less consistent at it. And when we're not consistent at it, we don't build that compound effect. We don't have the compound effect. Just like money, if you consistently put money away and you invest it, that's going to compound over time, and you're going to end up, and you might have invested $1 million, but end up with 3 million because of the compound effect. And we can do the same thing in our personal lives. If we want to improve our physique, if we want to improve our mind, if we want to improve our emotions, if we want to improve our horsemanship, if we want to improve our relationships, whatever it is we want to improve, we've got to take small, positive, consistent steps over time, and make sure we're consistent at it, and we're going to get those results. Don't expect those results to happen overnight. Expect that you can feel better overnight. You can start to feel better overnight because you're taking steps in the right direction, but don't expect dramatic results initially. Over time, you're going to see dramatic results as long as you're consistent with this. I think it's a law of nature that consistency over time yields that compound effect. I think it happens with us personally and in our finances, and I think we can all apply that to improve our lives. So I hope you guys will do that this week. We'll work on finding something that you can just be consistent at. Try to find something you want to do, something you want to change. Take a small step and be consistent with that small step. Over time, you'll be able to take bigger steps and continue to be consistent with those bigger steps, and the compound effect is going to be amazing in your life. It's going to be amazing in my life. Hope you have a great day. Make sure to check in with us at RiataHorsemanship.com for our membership, and also for any clinics and private lessons that we're offering. We have all of that available for you right there in RiataHorsemanship.com. Hope you guys have a great day. Until next time, be thankful, live with purpose, live with passion, and as always, stay safe in the saddle.